Good evening to all of you. Can you hear me? You can write on the Q&A. I have already published uh, information pertaining to this session 11, which you are going to attend today. Good evening to all of you. Can you see all of you the agenda for today's session, unit 11 and 12? All of you can see on the screen. Please confirm on the Q&A box. Please open all of you the Q&A box. Yes, unit 11 and 12. Good evening to all of you. Now I would like to request the Padlet. All of you have the Padlet link. If you have the Padlet link, please click the like option. So the same Padlet link which we have shared yesterday, it is continuously you are working on the same Padlet. So we have shared you the Padlet link on which we shared you both the PowerPoint, chapter 11 PowerPoint and chapter 12 PowerPoint, unit 11 and unit 12 PowerPoint, right? And the quiz also. And I will request everyone, when we will complete this 1 hour session, then all of you have to go and open, not now, open the PPT and refer whatever you have learned. You can download and you can refer, and after the session all of you go and do the quiz which is related to your unit 11 and unit 12 of your business statistics. Friends, today you are going to learn 2 units together. So you need to put more effort today to understand it. The first unit which you are going to learn today is chi-square test. CHISQUARE, chi-square test. And the second unit is unit 11. You are going to learn, the name of the unit is chi-square test. And the unit 12 you will learn, that is regression analysis. Both the things we will learn. First we will explain you with the help of some PowerPoint, then we will apply on a particular problem and where we have to apply the chi-square, and that will complete the unit 11, and then we will learn the unit. So I am sharing you the all of you please go to the PowerPoint of chapter 11. Now I think all of you can see my screen. You can see you are going to learn chapter 11, that is called chi-square test. All of you see here, chi-square in Greek we are writing like chi is a symbol. Chi is written in Greek like this. You can write like this, and you put an square and you write like this, chi-square test. Am I clear? So you are going to learn chi-square test. Till now, from chapter 8, chapter 9, you just recall, and chapter 10. I'm just trying to recall what you have learned in the chapter 8, 9, all the hypothesis testing. Chapter 8 is talking about one sample test. Chapter 2 is talking about two sample test. Chapter 10 chapter 9 is talking about two sample test. Chapter 10 is talking about more than two sample test. I think all of you have understood it. That is ANOVA that you have learned in yesterday. Now all of you see here, in the whether you have a one sample, two sample, or more than two sample, your first assumption to test the hypothesis was your data was normally all the data you have learned that whenever you apply one sample, two sample or ANOVA, your data have to be normally distributed, and data have to take from a population which is having the sample parameter and population parameter have to be same. And that's why you told that chapter 9, 10 and 9, chapter 8, 9, 10, wherein the sample parameter and population parameter is same, you call these tests which you learned the chapter 8, 9 and 10 are parametric test. Why it is parametric test? Because all the data which you are collecting as a sample are normally distributed and the parameter of population and sample are same. That's why the test was all the test statistics, whether it is Z, T or F statistics, ZT and F statistics, ZT and F statistics and ANOVA, all are parametric test. Today we are making a little change. You are going to learn one non-parametric test. Non-parametrics means data is may not be, maybe normally distributed, may not be normally distributed. Number one. And secondly, maybe the data is not parametric, not the population data and sample data not from the same parameter, having the same parameter. Population and sample is not having the same parameter. So then that type of test is called non-parametric test. And one of the most common and best used test in this business management hypothesis testing is chi-square test, and that you are going to learn. Am I clear? So chi-square test, the application of chi-square test, mostly the chi-square test, which is a non-parametric test, are used for testing the brand awareness, used in the marketing management to understand the brand awareness of any product. Brand awareness of any product. I'm writing on the PPT itself. You also note down. Mostly, if somebody, what is the most important and most familiar application of chi-square test? To test the brand, whether my brand is popular in a particular geographical location or not, then you have to apply the chi-square test. Coming to the, in this chapter, when to use the chi-square test you will learn, how to use, that is the only thing which is there in this contingency table. Now I will tell you how to use the chi-square test. I will take one formula. First of all, you note down the formula first. Then I will come to the straight away. I will take a case study and I will solve it. Please note down this formula, chi-square formula. We have to calculate the chi-square by using this formula. Please note down summation FO, frequency of observed frequency, minus frequency of expected frequency, FE, divided by expected frequency, and FO minus AP whole square on the top. And you are taking the sum of all cells. Means you have to calculate the different chi1, chi2 of the different cell, and then you have to calculate the chi statistics. This is the first one. How to observe frequency, we will get it. Please note down first the formula, then we will talk in a case study, then you will understand it. Don't worry. The second important, this is a calculated chi-square, you will get it. Now the tabular chi-square is a, if you have a table, suppose if you have a table, say for example, this is in here, FO is the observed frequency and FE is the expected frequency. How to find observed frequency, you will ask from anybody, and whatever the observed value is there, that is the observed frequency that we will tell you. Expected frequency you will get by using a formula, R row total multiplied by column total divided by total sample size, small n. This formula please note down. This is the first formula. This is your second formula. All the unit 11 you are going to complete after learning this formula. Please note down this formula. And then how to find out the chi-square tabular value. So to find out the chi-square tabular value, you have to calculate the degree of freedom. And degree of freedom is row total row minus 1 into column minus 1. This formula please note down, all of you. All of you note it down. Then you have a chi-square distribution table, like F distribution table is there, Z distribution table is there, T distribution table is there. Similarly, you will get a chi-square distribution table that you can download from the Google, and at that particular degree of freedom, what is the pertinent chi-square value is there that you have to see. And suppose chi-square tabular value, and if the chi-square calculated value is more than, if the chi-square calculated value is more than the chi-square tabular value, then you can say that the brand is very popular. If the chi-square calculated value is lesser than the chi-square tabular value, you can say that the brand is not popular. Am I clear? That much is the things you have to learn and you have to apply in a test statistics. You have the PowerPoint, you can go through, lot of illustrations are given. That illustration you refer it, you will understand it. If you will not understand it, I am always there. Chi-square you can use, calculate the Excel sheet also. Through Excel also I will explain the same problem. But first of all, I am trying to tell you, all of you have already seen how to calculate the chi-square value. I am just going to calculate first manually, then we will use the data analysis tool to calculate it. So straight away I am coming to Excel. I'm sharing you an Excel to all of you where I will do a case study where we will apply a chi-square test and then we will calculate the chi-square value. I'm discarding it. Now I am sharing you the Excel. All of you please go. I'm going to share you the Excel sheet. I'm just stop the sharing to all of you. I am just trying to share the Excel to all of you. Can you see all of you the Excel? I don't know. Share Excel. Can you see all of you the Excel? All of you can see now. You confirm through the Q&A box, right? Now, what I am going to do here is I am going to explain you a case. All of you please see. The name of the case is MRF brand of tire. All of you think that all of you are working in the location that is called, you have already learned a formula. What formula you learned? Chi-square is equal to, formula first you note down here in this Excel. All of you please note down. Summation FO minus FE whole square divided by FE, and FE is equal to RC upon N, and degree of freedom formula you already learned, R minus 1 into C minus 1. And now I am taking a case study. Think about that you are working in a MRF tire, right? And in this MRF tire, you are the general manager marketing, and you got the assignment in the West Bengal to West Bengal. So what is the first thing as a general manager marketing? Your role is to promote the branding. You have to go for the branding of MRF tire. So what you have to do first is you have to find out whether your brand is popular among the consumer or not. Am I clear? Who are using the tire? Consumer means not everyone who is not your population in the base Kolkata. The population is the tire user of Kolkata region is the population. So as a GM marketing, you frame the hypothesis, and your hypothesis is my brand is popular, right? My MRF is neither popular nor unpopular. Am I right? That is the things I am just making the null hypothesis. What is the alternate hypothesis? All of you can frame now. MRF is very popular. MRF is popular. And alternate hypothesis 2 is, who will say? MRF is unpopular. Now, what you have done is, first of all, what I am going to do is, I have identified, because of time constraint, I identified total 100 people. 100 people is my sample size, so n is 100. So I ask from them, are you aware about the MRF or unaware? I just asked from the people, are you aware about the MRF tire or unaware about the MRF tire? Spelling mistake, don't mind. I asked from male user of the tire and some female user of the tire. Am I clear? If you want to have some different category of user, if you have different type of questions also, aware, unaware, or something else, that also you can add as another column. But I am taking this much only in this case. I asked from few respondents, say 56, total 60 respondent I took as from male category and 40 respondent I took from the female category. So total is how much? 100. Am I clear? Am I clear to all of you? Now, what I am going to do, I asked from 60. I went to every 60 respondent and I asked from them, are you aware about MRF tire? Some will say yes, some will say no. So suppose out of this 45 respondent told I know MRF brand of tire. And remaining how much is there? 60 minus 45 means 15 respondent told they are not aware about the MRF tire. I think all of you are with me, whatever I am talking to you. In the female category, I asked from them, 20 told I know MRF and 20 told they don't know MRF. Am I clear? This is the data I have already collected. Data analysis. Now the next part is it a normal distribution? Is it a parameter is same? No. It is a non-par. We have to, because it is a pertaining to a popularity, we have to check. So we have to apply chi-square test, non-parametric test. Am I clear? You have to check it whether the brand is popular or unpopular. So first I have to find out what we have to find. This is the row total. Row is male and female, 2 rows are there. So this is your row total pertaining to each category, and this is the column total. Column total I am going to find here. What is the column total for this? 45 plus 20. Manually you are doing first, not using any calculator or computer, right? You think I am doing manually, so I am adding it. So 65, am I clear? And unaware is 20 plus 15, 35. Am I clear? You don't think Excel is not supporting. I am doing I am using calculator and I am calculating, just I am using to write on the Excel cells, right? So am I clear? So the column aware column total is 65, unaware column total is 35. Male total is 60 and female total is 40. So row. So now this is your observed frequency. This is the observation you have made. So this is your FO, observed frequency. Now I have to find out their pertinent expected frequency. So pertinent expected frequency, I am going to find here male, female, right? Aware. Here I am writing aware, unaware. All of you are with me? Understood? Now let us see. Male and aware. What is expected frequency? You have the formula number 1, 2 and 3. So here I am going to apply the formula number 2. Formula number 2 I am going to apply here to find out the expected frequency. Let us see how we have to calculate equal to sign. It is saying that on the top you have to multiply the row total. Row total of the male is 60 and multiply with the column total of the male, aware column total. So this is 65. Close the bracket and then divide it by the total sample size 100. This is the formula. Row total multiplied by column total of the frequency divided by total sample size. So expected frequency, my expectation as a general manager marketing, that 39 people among the male have to say that they are aware about the MRF tire. That is the thing. Similarly, we can find out how many unaware same manner equal to sign row total 60 multiplied by column total 35. Am I clear? Understood? Divided by 100. N, capital N is 100. So I got 21. You are getting the FE of male aware, expected frequency of male unaware. Similarly, I can find out, you can find out the female aware. All of you can open at the Excel at your end and do it now, right? Otherwise, recorded lecture will always be available with you and you can open it and do it, read it time and again. You can write equal to sign, start the bracket, take the female row total, which is there in F10 cell, multiply by the column total, close the bracket and divide it by the total 100. So you got 26. So female aware is 26. Am I clear? Now all of you can easily calculate here. What I am going to do is row total of the female is 40. I have taken. Then I and then I close the bracket divided by the total sample size n 100. We got 14. So now my observed frequency table, contingency table. This table is called contingency table. So observed frequency contingency table you have already got from the market, from the consumers of the tire. An expected frequency contingency table you framed by applying the formula number 2. Am I clear? Here you applied the formula and you got it. Now all of you have to find out the degree of freedom. Third, we are going from first to third. Now I am going to find out the degree of freedom. So what is the degree of freedom? So here is the step 1. We have done the step 1. Now in the step 2, what I am going to see, I am going to do here is step 2. I am going to find out the degree of freedom. So degree of freedom, how much is the degree of freedom? Who will say? How many columns are there? Calculate it. How many columns are there? Aware and unaware. 2. -1. Formula is there. R -1. How many rows are there? 2 rows. So 2 minus 1. So what is the total here? Nothing is big. Your multiplication sign is missing in my basket. So that's why you will not get. And let us see. You got my degree of freedom is 1. And what is the confidence level? Confidence level is 95%. So you have to find out the chi-square tabular value using table, wherein your degree of freedom have to be 1 and alpha value have to be 0.05. So alpha is equal to 0.05. In which table? In the chi-square distribution table. That we will do it later on. First of all, I have to calculate the chi calculated value, chi statistical value here. So now I am going to the next step. All of you please do along with me. Step 3. What I am going to do in the step 3, I am calculating the individual chi value, chi 1, chi 2, chi 3, chi male aware, chi female aware. Here is the aware box. Here is my unaware box, U box. Now I am calculating here using this formula. First I am calculating the male aware chi square. Then I will add all the male aware plus female aware plus male unaware plus female unaware. All the chi 1, chi 2, chi 3, I will add it. Right? So what I am going to, what is the formula for calculating the chi? In step 3, I am calculating the chi square. SQUARE square, chi square value. All of you see here. Equal to sign, under bracket, what I have to do, observed frequency of male, that is 45, minus expected frequency of male aware, J10 cell. Am I clear? FO minus FU. Close the bracket and you have to take the square. So put a square here. Square. I put the to the power 2 and it is to be divided by expected frequency slash expected frequency 39 J10. So you got the chi value, chi 1 value. This is your chi 1 value, chi 1 plus this summation means all the chi 1 you have to calculate, chi 1 plus chi 2, chi male aware, chi female aware plus chi square, male unaware plus chi square female unaware. That is the meaning of summation chi square, summation of this particular thing. So I will calculate it and then I will add it. Let us try to find out again the male. What is the under bracket? I am taking the male unaware minus male unaware expected frequency, close the bracket, take the square of this and divide it by, manually I am doing it, nothing more I am doing it, divide by the same expected frequency. You got the once again, if you want to check, you check it. I have done 15 minus 21 whole square divided by K10 means 21. And we got the unaware male expected chi square value, chi square. Now I am going to find out the female aware chi square. So you have to equal to sign, female observed frequency is 20 minus female expected frequency, close the bracket and then you square it and divide it by how much? We have to divide it by expected frequency 26 and you got the chi square of this also. Am I clear? Now you have to find out the chi square for female unaware. So what I have to do, I have to take the observed frequency of the female unaware minus expected frequency of the female unaware. Then you have to take the square and divide it by the female unaware, expected frequency of the female unaware. You got this answer also. Am I clear? Now what we have to do is we have to add. We have to sum all the chi 1, chi 2, chi 3. All these I have to add. So what I have to do here, I am going to add here, means total chi square. I am going to total chi square is equal to that. You can find out. How you can find out? You have to add. Use a function, sum function, and in the sum function, what you have to do? You have to take all the numbers. These numbers you have to take it and close the bracket. So your calculated chi square, this chi square is 6.59. Now you have to check. Here is your 6.59 and let me check whether the chi calculated is greater than, if the chi calculated, if you can say that if you are, now I'm going to find out your degree at chi square tabular value when alpha is 0.05 and degree of freedom is 1. So your calculated chi square you have already got it. Now I'm going to find out the calculated value. Let us see. All of you go to the Google now. I'm just keeping it small. All of you go to the Google now. Can you see all of you can you see my screen now? No. You can see the Excel now. I'm just stop the share. I am sharing you the desktop now. And I think all of you can see my desktop. Open the Google now. All of you please open the Google now. And in this Google, please write down chi-square table. CHISQUARE square table I'm writing. All of you please write down at your end. You have the image first, but don't go to the image. Take the table, chi-square probability table. A lot of links are there. Any link you click it, you have already got it. So you see here in this table, if you will see here, you want the chi-square tabular value when your degree of freedom is 1. This is one degree of freedom, and at alpha value is 0.05, 95% confidence level. My business MRF is a normal business. That's why I'm considering my business 95% confidence level. So value of chi is 3.841. Am I clear? The value of chi is 3.841. Now let us come back to the Excel. What we have shared earlier with you. Can you see all of you? Now coming back to the Excel here. What is your chi tabular value? Chi tabular is 3.841. Am I clear? And your calculated chi is 6.59. Means if you will draw a line here and your Lakshman Rekha, your bandwidth of the popularity, if your value is up to 3.841, you can say plus minus 8.3. If your value is between plus 3.841 and minus, if you are here, you have to, this is non-rejection range. It means you can say that my null hypothesis means MRF brand is neither popular nor unpopular. But your chi-square value is 6.59, which is an outlier on this side, on the positive side, 6.59. So first, because your calculated chi-square is not inside the basket of plus minus 3.84, therefore we are rejecting the null hypothesis. And secondly, because the value of calculated chi-square is on the upper tail, on the higher side, and it is very, very higher than the tabular chi-square of 3.84. Therefore, we can conclude and we can accept the alternate hypothesis H1 that the MRF brand is popular in Calcutta. Am I clear to all of you? With this, I have just concluded the journey of your chi-square test chapter, unit 11. But this journey we cannot stop because you have to learn how to calculate how to test using the Excel data analysis button. So that I am going to demonstrate it now. You have already learned several times how to add data analysis. Let us check the data analysis button is there in your Excel or not. It is there. So click the data analysis. Here I have just got a dialog box on the top. You can see all of you practice by your own. If you want to become a good driver, you have to learn driving. If you want to become if you will read so many books and pass the exam, you cannot become a good pilot. If you want to if you want to fly the Boeing, you have to learn of drive flying. Therefore, in the same manner, in the data science and business analytics course, you have to learn how to drive. Otherwise, reading and passing the exam is not going to be helpful, and it will not make you a good data scientist. So let us find out where is your chi-square test in this box. Is the chi-square is there in this box? I cannot see here. Maybe we have to add. To check it whether the chi is there or not, I am facing difficulty. So another option is also there. You can check equal to sign chi. You can use the chi distribution function and chi-square test. Here the actual range and expected range they are asking. So I just put the actual range, and this is your actual range. I have just taken this observed data and closing the bracket, and then I am taking the expected range that we have already calculated here. I close the bracket and I got the chi-square value. I think this is wrong. Anyway, I don't know, the machine is wrong or I am wrong, but manually I have calculated it, right? So maybe some issue is there that I don't know whether machine is not working properly. I will check it. I don't want to waste the time here to check. I will check it and I will give you the proper input regarding why this chi-square is not working properly in this Excel calculation that I will talk to you. I will give you a small doubt clearance in the session 12. Now this is the time we have to start the next chapter. I concluded the journey of your. Now you can see a new. Now I'm going to learn with this whiteboard unit 12. We concluded the journey of chi-square test. Unit 12. Now you people are very fast learner on the session 11. That's why we are covering 2 units together, and these 2 are very simple. One chi-square test, another one is unit 12 is regression analysis. All of you see, I am writing here. All of you just note down what I am going to say. Regression analysis. Regression analysis. Now all of you see here in the regression analysis, assuming that this regression analysis, regression word, the meaning of regression means going backward. Going backward. Dictionary meaning. Assumption, and this regression analysis is used for the purpose of forecasting. All of you please note down. Regression analysis is used for the purpose of forecasting in the business. So regression analysis is a forecasting tool. Am I clear? This is a forecasting tool. All of you please note down. There are 2 tools which is being used for the purpose of forecasting in business. One is regression analysis, other one is called time series analysis. Also you note down. This is not there in your course, that you will learn in the separately when you will learn operations management as a core course in the coming unit, coming semesters. Here you are going to learn only one forecasting tool, that is regression analysis. Am I clear? In the regression analysis, as you know, where we have to apply. Suppose you are already you are just assuming that if the whether there is there any relation between suppose let us take a case study, and then we will understand where here we will apply a regression analysis tool. Case study, all of you please see the case study. Think that in this case exercise, think that all of you are working as a general manager operations. in Maruti Suzuki. Am I clear? I'm not giving you de-estimating you to be a manager. I'm estimating that. Can you hear me, all of you? Let me check. Sometimes we lose the connectivity. Am I with you, friends? If I'm there, you write on the announcement. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Am I with you? I'm writing on. Am I there? Hello? 14 attendees are there. Can you hear me?
Sir, please click on new. Instead of publish, click on the Q&A new.
Q&A new, acha. Okay.
And drag it down. Drag it down.
Okay. Very good.
नहीं सर, आप बीच में क्लिक करिए सर और उसको कीबोर्ड से यूज कर सकते हैं.
नहीं, ये तो नीचे नहीं जा रहा है पुरुषोत्तम. हाँ, जा रहा है. ठीक. अच्छा. Yes, sir. Okay. Very good. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
I'm coming back. All of you can see now. All of you can see the whiteboard now. Okay. I am talking about, all of you think that you are working as a general manager operations in the Maruti Suzuki. And here, all of you feel one thing, that in the NCR, in Delhi region, all of you when visited some of the service center, and you found that if the car is 1 year old, they are charging for the service in dollar. If here I'm noting down as a general manager marketing, if a car is 1 year old, here T I'm taking as a car old, and they are charging in dollar, I'm writing $10 for the service. If the car is $3, I went as a customer, I asked, my car is 3 year old, they charge $25. I went with another car which is 5 year old, they charged $30. I went with another car which is 10 year old, they charged $55. Right? Then I asked, are you having any price list? On the basis of that you are charging the service charge for car maintenance? Then the service depot managers of different Maruti Suzuki service center, they told, no, we don't have any price list. But just like by our own experience, we are telling that this much you have to charge and customer is charging. Then the general manager went and reported to the top authority, and top authority told that this is very bad. Suppose in Coral Bags, somebody will charge a $10 car, 10-year-old car, $55. And if the same person will go and another customer, his friend will go to Noida, and some car service center will charge $100, then what will happen? Our credibility will go down. So therefore, you because you are joining as a general manager operation in this company, so you make a price list. Number one. So what is your first question? First, your boss have given you assignment to make a price list, and this price list you circulate to all the service center which is located in the NCR region. That is the first question. The second question is, they told this question is for all of you. Now from this 1 year, 3 year, 5 year and 10 years, if I will ask you, if your car is multiple choice question, if you are with this data set, table number 1, if your car is 7 year old, how much is the service charge? So 2 questions is there in this case, and these 2 questions I have to answer, right? So for making the price list, you have to forecast. You have to make a forecasting tool. Use the forecasting tools. So here you have to use the regression analysis tool, number 1. And in the forecasting, one of the most important assumption is that the business is showing an a straight line trend. A straight line means this x along x-axis and y along y-axis. Business is showing an a straight line trend. So in the regression analysis, the first and important assumption is business is showing an straight line trend. So what is the straight line equation? Any data you have already learned in the previous class, any data are represented in three ways. All of you have already learned. All of you are going to be a master of data science. What are the three ways of representation? Tabular form of representation, graphical form of representation, and the third form is in the form of equation. So this is your tabular form of representation, tabular data. And assuming that this data, I will make it, visualize it, it will show a straight line. So this is a graphical form of representation. And if I will represent this data, the table 1 data, in the form of equation, then what is the equation of a straight line? Who will say? Anyone among you must be a student of mathematics, and those who are not from the arts background or other background, don't worry. You just note down. Equation of a straight line is y is equal to ax plus b, mx plus c. Generally, you have already learned in the 10th and 12th class. This is the equation of a straight line. So business is showing a straight line, means business is showing a trend of y is equal to ax plus b. Am I clear to all of you? This is the first assumption of the regression analysis. The second assumption is we have to find out y value, x value, and we have to put in this equation a value and b value, and we have to put in this equation, your equation will be easy. So we have to find out how to find the value of a and b. So to find the value of a, Carl Pearson had suggested a formula. This formula, all of you please note down, that you have to remember. Very simple formula. All of you please note down. N into summation xy minus summation x summation y. All of you please note down. Divided by n summation x square minus summation x into summation x. This is the formula number 2. This is the model equation you are writing. This is the model, regression model I am writing here in this graph. The first, you have learned how to find out the a value. Here is your x. X means age of the car, and y is their price of service. These are two variables are there. And how to find the a? You have the pertinent value of x and y. You have the pertinent, and that you have to calculate and you have to find out. Now you note down this. This note down, then I will take you to the Excel and we will do the exercise and we will conclude it. The same exercise. 1 year, 10, 1, 10, 3, 25, 5, 30, and 10, 55. Am I clear? Now we have to find out b. So b is equal to y bar minus a x bar. Here y bar, all of you are knowing, summation of y, all y divided by n, and x bar is equal to summation of all x divided by n. This model equation you all of you note down. This is the third equation and fourth equation. Now I will apply the same equation, same model equation on my table, which is there on the left hand side, and we will calculate. For easy to calculate, I am going to use an Excel. All of you go to the Excel. Just you remember, all of you, the data. 1, 3, 5, 10. I am writing on Excel sheet. 1, 3, 5, 10, 10, 25, 30, 55. All of you please note down on your Excel sheet. I am opening the Excel now. I am opening a separate sheet. And here I am writing the data. 1 year old, 3 year old, 5 year old, and shall we take from the same sheet? Yes, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, and 10 years. So 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years. And how this is your age, means I am writing this is your x value. And what is your y value? Pertinent sale service charges 10, 25, 30, 55. So I'm writing here 10, 25, 30, and 55. Am I clear? Now I have the equation. The first equation is I have to find out your equation is y is equal to ax plus b. Ax plus b. And here I have to find out a. A means n summation xy minus summation x into summation y. All of you please note down. N into summation x squared minus summation x into summation x. Now I'm going to find out here. Please see all of you. I am finding here, first I am finding out xy. We need xy. I am calculating here xy, and here we need x square. So I am calculating x square. Now all of you do very fast. I am going very fast. How many observations are, how many samples is there? First of all, I have to take x is 1 multiplied by y is 10. So we will get the x and y multiplication, and just you drag it down, you will get the x all the xy. Then I'm going to find out the x square. So I'm taking x and multiplying once again with x. So x square of all the different table value, we got it, and then you multiply it, I got it. Am I clear? Now I can find out here summation, means all the, now how many sample is there? 1, 2, 3, and 4 samples. So I can write here my n is 4. Now I have to find out, because I need in this summation x also. So summation x, how we have to find out? Equal to sign, some function is there. So I'm taking some function and I am adding all the x. Where is the x? This is your x. Am I clear? This is your x is there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this is not the x. This is your n value. This is your n observation as I am writing. So that will be easy to, from here I have to calculate the sum of all the, so sum of all x I am calculating. I got summation x 19, and I'm just dragging it. Very simple way of getting, Excel is supporting, you can get. So I got summation x is 19, summation y is 120, summation xy is 785, and summation x square is 135. Now I can put the value here. A you can get, n means 4 multiplied by summation xy is 785 minus summation x means 19 multiplied by summation y means 120. All of you see here, divided by n means 4 into summation x square 135 minus summation x 19 and summation y 120. Am I clear to all of you? Now manually you can find out the a value. So I'm just going to find the same thing what you have calculated. You can multiply. I am same manual calculation I am doing here to find the a. Time is there? Yes, few minutes I will take more to complete it. Let us see. A I am going to find. A is equal to sign. I am starting the first time calculating the numerator. Numerator means 4. Means 4 I am taking it. 4 multiplied by 785, which is here in this cell, minus 19 multiplied by 120. And I am closing the bracket. This is your numerator, and denominator I am calculating. 4 multiplied by 135, which is summation x square, minus summation x into summation x. One mistake is there in this formula. Here instead of writing y, you have to write x. Summation x into summation x. So here is the mistake. Please write here 19 into 19 itself. Make a correction. Okay. So here you have to write 19. So C9 coming back to this platform here back, and summation x into summation x. Close the bracket and place it. So your A value, if you will calculate, you will get it how much? 4.804. Am I clear? Now we have already learned the formula how to find out the B, because your equation is A and B, you have to find out. So B formula you learned, B is equal to y bar minus AX bar, and y bar is equal to how you have to find out? Summation of y divided by n, and x bar is equal to summation of x divided by n. Now we have to calculate it here. First I'm going to find out y bar. All of you are already knowing y bar. So y bar is equal to summation of y 120 divided by 4. We got 30. Then I am going to find out x bar. How much is the x bar? All the summation of x you have to take and divide it by 4. Now you can find out the B. All of you are already knowing the formula B. How to find out the B? B is equal to, you can find out here. Here you have already got 30. Here you have already got 4.75. So B is equal to 30 minus 4.80, that is A, multiplied by x by 4.75. And whatever you will get, that is your B. So let us try to find out y bar 30 minus A into, minus A into x bar means 4.75. So I got 7.17. So here you are getting 7.17. Am I clear? Now you got your model equation. Model equation. What is your model equation? Model equation is y is equal to A. A is 4.80. Am I clear? Into x plus B means 7.17. This is your model equation is ready. Now based on this model equation, first I am going to find out, this is a regression model equation, price list. I am going to make the price list first. This is my first problem. So price list I am making. Price list means, if you suppose, what is the age of the car? Because as per the RC, you are getting 15 years time. So I am making 15 years. After 15 years, you are not supposed to give. So 15 years I have written. Price list, your age of the car I am writing. And here I am writing the price of service. PS means price of service. All of you understand. Because I want to save that time. So I am using the model equation. Model equation means y you have to find out. Y is the price. So A, this one multiplied by the age of the car, X. X is 1 year. This is your model equation, plus AX plus B, and B is 7.17. So you got the first. Now what I have to do here is one very important thing. This AX is a constant quantity. So $H, $10 I am putting because I am fixing the A value. I am also making the constant B value is a constant in this model. So $H and $14. I am also fixing the value of B. These are the constant. So I have already got it, and now you just drag it down. You got the, if your car is 15-year-old, you have to pay $79.24. What was the question answer? Question number 2. Question number 2 answer is, if your car is 7-year-old, how much have to be charged? So if your car is 7-year-old, answer is, multiple choice answer is $40.81 have to be charged. Am I clear to all of you? So you learned the regression analysis and how we have used the regression analysis in this case study, and you learned the formula for the regression analysis. You learned how to use the regression analysis. You solve the problem also, case study also. So this type of case study can come in your exam, from the regression analysis particularly. And in one case study, you can get a question 5 multiple choice question. Here, like example, in this, I have given 2 questions. Suppose they will ask you, what is the A value? And then 4 options are there. What is the Y bar value? Another option. So you may get 5, because from this one case we can create 5 multiple choice question. So regression is very important. I have already explained to you. So with this, I am also concluding your unit number 12. So your learning is becoming very fast. So today you have learned 2 units, unit 11 and unit 12. With this, and we are already at 8 p.m. I am coming back. And our IT team, especially Purushottam, and because of that, we can able to successfully conclude the class in time. I'm just stop the sharing, and you can. I'm sending. You can see now. If you have now, you can see me on the screen. So successfully we concluded 2 units on time, chi-square test as well as the regression analysis. And if you have any problem, you can. I think some of you are writing on the. If you have any. Okay, so one question came in the Q&A, which is from Sneha Kumari. Sir, can you please explain parametric again? Okay, very good. Parametric test, all of you know, you are the unit 8, unit 9 and unit 10. I told these are the parametric test. Parametric test means when you are picking the sample, during that time, whatever the sample you picked, you are picking the sample from the population. So whatever the parameter of the population is there, same parameter sample is also fulfilling. That's why you are calling. Am I clear? So that's why the test is parametric in nature. And therefore you are assuming that whatever the sample data you collected, that is normally distributed, because your assumption is that the data is whatever the parameter of population is there, same parameter fulfilled by the sample, and therefore the distribution is normal. So the first condition to apply the parametric test is that all the sample or the population is normally distributed. Second important thing, so these 2 conditions, because that is the parametric test, and non-parametric just reverse of that. In the unit 8, let me tell you, Sneha and other also, in the unit 8, the first page itself, the difference between the parametric test and non-parametric test is given on the hypothesis testing page. So first page is open it and read it. If you are not able to understand it, I have given so many explanation also. For example, if you refer a ANOVA case, stage case where you have learned the Airtel problem, and in the Airtel Agile, Expert and Front 4 type of different retail stores you created. So and you collected the data. So it is related to the same parameter, and the parameter is Airtel only. No other different type of mobiles they are selling, right? In this particular data set, so your consumers are only your data, your sample is only from the same parameter of Airtel. But here in the MRF case, you are asking from the consumer who are not your tire consumer. They are not the MRF consumer. That's why it is a non-parametric. Am I clear? So I think we concluded the journey. Any doubt if you have further? Today I can see the how it is different from the chi-square test. Chi-square is a non-parametric because you are not asking from the MRF tire users. You are asking from the Sneha, you are asking from the tire users that are you aware MRF tire or you are not aware of MRF tire, right? So observed frequencies are tire users frequency, not the MRF tire users frequency. If you recall the 8 or 9 and 10, you are talking about the people, you are talking with the retail store who is selling the Airtel. You are talking about you are taking the data sample from the car mileage. You are not taking the sample of all the automobiles. You are taking only the car because you want to check the mileage of car, SUV and truck and bus. So if you are collecting the sample, you are collecting from the bus only. Are you getting me? Am I clear? So that's why it is a parametric. And wherever non-parametric is there and you want to check the brand awareness, you have to apply the chi-square test. Chi-square is a non-parametric test. Am I clear? So I think I have concluded the discussion and 9 participants is still there. If you have any doubt, please, I request all of you, please write on a Padlet. You have my email ID is already there and WhatsApp is also there. Thank you very much. We will meet you once again, I think on Friday, and we will, let me tell you once again, because before closing the day discussion, on the last session, session 12, you are going to learn simulation and index number. So I request everyone to come with the reading. Please go through the reading. Please also, one interesting thing is there. If you will go to the LMS, you have the power PPT of chapter 13 and 14. So I would like to request all of you go to the PPT, come with lot of doubts and ask me, right? So I request everyone come with well prepared. What is simulation? What is index number? So that whatever I will discuss with the help of a case, you can able to understand. Good time, good learning, smooth learning. Thanks to all the participants. Thanks to IT team. Today we enjoyed learning. Yesterday we have suffered. So thank you very much to all of you. I'm just ending the session. Enjoy your.